stated, right of citizen of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude, according to the National Geographic. But there were ways that people stopped them from doing so. Quinn will tell you about them soon. The 15th Amendment was trying to get everyone to be able to vote, but really, the only people that gained the right to vote were African American men, which was still a huge step in the right direction. So then, white males and African American males could vote.
The 19th Amendment helped some people get the right to vote in small ways. It let most white women get the right to vote, but what about all the other women? The 19th Amendment stated that you can't stop someone from voting because of their gender.
During the 19th and 15th Amendment, there was also fighting and arguing, much more, but did you know it didn't help their cause and what they were trying to do? They were trying to get the right to vote. Really, it just never worked out for them. When the 19th and 15th Amendment started, they were two whole separate things, and in those groups, both people wanted to get the right to vote. It was women and black people who wanted to get the chance to vote because they felt they should have a say in the election for president. And they said it's unfair that only men who own property have a say in the right to vote. I even still think it's weird why they had to fight others just to get the right to vote. I mean, sure, they could have done another way, but they still had to fight. They really did. But I mean, they still didn't get what they wanted. Still did not get the chance to vote because the Electoral College said no, you still can't have the chance to vote because black people are too aggressive, and that's what they said. And eventually just had to go on with it and keep fighting it and just keep trying. But eventually they got their right to vote because now black people and women get the right to vote. But some black people just chose not to vote, maybe because they don't have enough money for an ID. And I feel why they chose to fight to get the right to vote because they felt they've tried so many times and they've just keep saying no over and over.
Now we're going to talk about Bloody Sunday. On Bloody Sunday, a man named John C. Lewis, along with many other people, were protesting for the right to vote. But they had a problem. Lots of people didn't think that people of color should get the right to vote. So, as they were marching, ahead of them stood Alabama state troopers with gas, nightsticks, and were joined by some of the sheriff's posse. But he didn't stop walking. He kept on walking, marching the protesters forward.
Then the brutal came. The state troopers started beating up the peaceful protesters. They sprayed them with tear gas, hit them with nightsticks, and just beat them up so hard that many people had to be carried away unconscious. Meanwhile, some white spectators cheered as they watched the protesters get killed and hurt. John C. Lewis died a few days later because of Bloody Sunday. He was 25.
That were super hard, with hard questions for black people and easy questions for white people.
Thank you for listening.